Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is National Master Laurent Belakis, and today we're gonna take a look at the standings. Middle Montco Division, Upper Dublin, 3 wins in a row with 10 points. Norristown area, 2 wins, 1 loss, 7 points. Germantown Academy, 1.5, 9 points. Perkiomen Valley, 1.5, same like Germantown Academy, 7.5 points. And North Penn, 1 win, 2 losses. Plymouth, 3 losses. Lower Montco Division, Lower Moreland and Abington fighting for first and second place in their division with 2 wins and 1 tie. 12.5 points both of the teams. It's very rare. LaSalle, 1 win, 1 loss. Penn Charter, 1 win, 2 losses. MAST Charter, 0 wins, 2 losses. Philadelphia Academy, 2 losses. County Line Division, Council Rock South, 3 wins. Very impressive with perfect score, 15 points. Hadborough Horsham, 2 wins, 1 loss. William Tennant, 2 wins, 1 loss. Penridge, 1 loss, 2 wins. Archbishop Wood, 2 losses. NAG Doylestown, 2 losses. In Lower Bucks County Division, we have NAG Arley, 2 wins. Pensbury, 1 win. Holy Ghost Prep, 1 win. Franklin Town, 1 win, 1 loss. Father Judge, 2 losses. Tacony Academy, 1 loss. Now let's take a look at the game of today. And today we have Robert from William Tennant and Justin Baker from Archbishop. The game started with d4 and black played b5. Very unusual opening, because usually you should fight for the center, which is this is the 4 squares, and then you have the big center. This is the big center. And white played a3. Well, instead of a3, white could just play e4, and then he will have full control of the center and at the same time attack the pawn with his bishop. Instead of a3, instead of e4, he played a3. So now black played bishop b7. This is a very powerful bishop because it's open on the long diagonal, controls a lot of squares. White played e3, opening up his bishop. Knight f6 and bishop b5. And here black could have just captured on g2 and captured the rook on h1. Instead of, he played c6, attacking the bishop. Now bishop d3 came back, so instead of c6, black should have captured the pawn and then capture the rook on h1. Going back to the game, bishop d3 good, e6. Oh, he played e6 to open up the diagonal for his bishop. Knight c3, c5. This is a good move because he fights for the center, opens up the diagonal for the bishop. And finally black captured on g2. e4. So we give up the rook in the corner. Now black is totally winning. He's up a rook. What you guys gotta do when you up a rook? Just to trade. So he trade the knights, very good. Bishop e3, knight c6. Okay, attacking the pawn, but he missed probably the move c4, and the bishop is attacked. He should just put the bishop back, either way on g2 or on h1. And the pawn hangs on e5. I like queen h4 and queen h2 to come help this bishop, so you don't lose the bishop. Black instead captured on e5, and he just give up a free bishop. After pawn takes d5, knight takes d3, white is still down in exchange, but is back into the game because he has the queenside pawn majority. What's a queenside pawn majority? Well, we have here 3 versus 1, and white wants to reduce it to 2 versus 0, so then you're just going to push these pawns and make a queen. Pawn takes d5, queen takes d5, and black played h6, queen e5 check, and here black played queen e7. Well, this was a very tricky check because it's a double attack, so black should have played bishop e7. In case of queen takes g7 and the queen attacks the rook, black has this unbelievable move, bishop f6, attacking the queen, protecting the rook, and attacking the rook in the corner. So queen has to move, and then you could just capture the rook for free. Instead of bishop e7, black played queen e7, and he dropped a rook. So he started going up a rook, and he ended up being down a rook. Now he's down a piece. Queen d8. Here white could easily trade queens. When you have material you want to trade, he kept the queens on the board, and he gives some counter chances for black. I mean, you see black is hoping now. Rook d1, move the rook away, attacking the d7 pawn, d6, queen to c7, pawn takes c5, rook d7, so probably he was going for queen c8 check. Queen c8, king e7. I like more to go this way because the white pieces they attack the king, and it's checkmate. So white missed checkmate. It was very easy, simple checkmate. And white played rook d7 with the idea of queen c8, but then bishop e7, and now when you play queen c8 I could block with the pawn, so probably that's why he played bishop c5. But then black came back into the game with queen e6, so it's a lot of ups and downs in the game, a lot of turns. Knight e2, and now hop, he's back into the game again. Queen takes d7, queen e5. This bishop is pinned, he can't move because the king is in check, and the queen attacks the pawn. f6, now all the white squares are weak because it's not controlled by the pawns. Queen h5 check, good. King f8, and knight f4. And now using the weak squares, the knights, they love with weak squares, and g6 square is a weak square where he could attack the king and the rook. It will be a double attack. King g8, and white played knight g6 attacking the rook. Queen e6 check, queen e2, and if queen takes, king takes, and bishop takes, knight takes, bishop d6, knight g6, bishop takes h2, and white is still winning with these two pawns. He just has to push the pawns on the black squares. So a4, a5, and then b5, b6 to cover the black squares. Easy win it will be. But black played queen f7, knight takes e7 check, and now white has two pieces versus the rook. King h7, queen d3, g6 forced, and now a4. So this is a very strong pass pawn. f5. I will prefer rook e8 to pin and win, to activate the rook. f5, f4, h5, h4. So both of the players block their pawns. Again, I still like rook e8, queen e6 check, king d2, queen e4, and now knight d5. White is threatening knight f6 check, double attack with a fork, queen takes d3, king takes, and now white has 2 pieces and 2 passed pawns on the queen side. Rook d8, king d4. I would prefer king c4. You don't want to stay in the pin. That's mean the knight is pinned. And king g7. Now king c4. I don't know why he moved the king. Why could just push the pawn down? King e6, a5, king e6. And now he rushed probably b5. Rook takes d5. Is b6. And because of the pawns are too advanced, white, I still prefer white, because it's very hard for the black rook to fight against the pawns. Rook d2, b7. Now you're threatening b8 queen, and the second pawn is coming too. I can always block the checks or the b file with the bishop if the rook try to stop the pawn. Rook c2 check, and exactly what we talked, I could use the bishop to block the checks. And here white finished in style with queen g7 checkmate. Congratulations on your win, and good luck in your games, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys next week.